The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar by SolutionXchg on image archive access from QA and production copies without replication. It's great that you could attend today and hope you find the topic of interest to you and your organization. My name is Kristen Gerling, and I will be your host throughout the session. Up front, a few administrative items. Our presentation today will take about 20 minutes with 10 minutes reserved for questions at the end. A few procedural and technical notes here. All participants are on mute during the full duration of the webinar. Please post any questions or concerns through the questions panel in your administration panel on the right side of your screen. If you cannot hear us or you cannot see the presentation, please also alert us through this question panel. We're happy to send out transcripts of the slides to those of you who are interested after the webinar. Please let us know through an email to info@solutionexchg.com. That is info@solutionxchg.com. Let's dive right into the topic. Our speaker today will be my business partner, Jochen Hager. And Jochen, could you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you, Kristen. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jochen Hager. I'm a managing partner with SolutionXchg. I'm happy to be here with you, and we are sharing today with you some of the tools and ideas we have created over a long period of experience with imaging and archiving projects and products in and around SAP and SAP ArchiveLink. Special focus today, as Kristen mentioned, on image archive access from a QA system or a production copy system without replication of the archive, the production archive system. So we'll talk a little bit about the business case, the functionality of this tool we call the SolutionXchg ACC. I will then expand the perspective a little bit by looking at how SAP S/4HANA reimagines and preserves image archive retrieval, and how image archive retrieval is structured in an S/4HANA environment, and then put that into perspective with our tool. And last but not least, we'll walk through a use case, which is a system refresh use case of your QA system, and how the tool would help prevent those nasty 404 HTML document not found errors. And then we'll dive a little bit into benefits of the tool and give you an outlook of what else we do at SolutionXchg. A little bit about the tool that is the special focus of today's talk, the SolutionXchg ACC. The main idea of the Archive Content Connector, or ACC, is to connect one SAP system to multiple archives. Whether that's imaging or data archives, connection would work for both. We emphasize right now that the ACC is intended to work for image archives, not necessarily built for data archiving archives. We haven't explored the appropriate use case. Be happy to do that with you, but the main application really is for image archives. So the idea is here, roughly, before we go into a little bit more detail, you get an incoming call from an SAP QA system. You want to route that call, depending on what use scenario you're looking at, either to a QA archive for creating documents and retrieving documents that you previously created in your QA system. But because a SAP QA system is a one-to-one copy of your production SAP system, many documents in there are actually pointing to the production archive, and therefore will not work and will come up with an error. And the tool we suggest, the SolutionXchg ACC, is capable to differentiate and probe the quality control archive, the QA archive, as well as the production archive, and with that maximize the number of positive hits and returns. So a couple of use cases here. What can the ACC do? It can connect your various archive environments to one SAP system. It can also, as a secondary use, it can support various migration scenarios for immediate cutover to a new production archive. That's something we're not highlighting specifically in this talk, but we have other talks on our website that specifically mention and handle this application scenario. What we talk about today is facilitating testing and development access and avoiding a lot of extra configuration steps that would have to happen or additional work for copying a production archive at the same time as you copy your SAP system. The tool seamlessly integrates with SAP. It seamlessly integrates with any ArchiveLink compliant archives. It is very easy to install and configure. In fact, we're going to, as part of the fee we are charging for the tool, will help you with the install and configuration for free. Now, let's look specifically at what the problem is. So you imagine you have an incoming call from your QA system. A user in a testing scenario was clicking on a document that was previously a production document, came over with the copy from production, and naturally it points to an image, a PDF, or an image or TIFF file that is in your production archive. Unless you take extra precaution or you copy your production archive and turn it into also a QA archive, you will get a nasty document not found error once you click on that document. And users will wonder, testers will wonder, what went wrong? Why didn't I get the original document? So we have a number of clients that asked us for a solution for this problem, and some of them we're working with right now went ahead and implemented the ACC and similar functionality, and they're really happy with the results. Because all of a sudden, once you call any of the documents that are in your QA system as a production copy, these documents can be found and will not result in an error as previously as it previously happened without the use of the ACC. So if we go back here, the call is coming in, and now it first checks out, do I have this document either in QA or do I have it in production? And then if the document resembles a valid document ID, it will be pulled from the respective archive. Now, there is a lot of security and obviously safety checks in place, and we'll get to those a little later. But before we go there, I want to spend a few minutes to also look at S/4HANA and image archive integration into S/4HANA, and spend a few words here on how this does work in an S/4HANA environment. Now, this particular slide is one we borrowed from SAP. We obtained permission to use it for various talks. And this shows an on-premise S/4HANA environment and connectivity to an enterprise content management layer. Here specifically, you can see the SAP system, SAP ERP system up here. There's different applications, managed document applications, unique unified way of handling attachments, and so on. But all of them in an S/4HANA environment rely on the attachment and document management functionality that is built into S/4HANA, which in itself connects to ArchiveLink, content servers, for example, an SAP content server. Now, SAP content server down here could be replaced by any other content server that is available on the market. This could be a KGS content server, which is a product we most often work with. It could be an OpenText content server. It could be any of those content server products that are specifically enabled for SAP ArchiveLink. And through the document center, document bridge, and reuse, and an SAP DMS connector, even through other SAP applications, SAP Cloud Platform application can reach to your content server ArchiveLink enabled archive here at the bottom. So in other words, good news, there is no substantial change in technology or no substantial change in architecture with your transition to S/4HANA. Of course, S/4HANA is a great your transition to S/4HANA is a great opportunity to review even your existing content management approach or your existing SAP content server. This is a great opportunity to downsize, to right size, to find products that are more financially manageable than maybe a product you obtained for different purposes 5, 6, 7 years ago, which might be oversized, outdated, and we would love to help you maybe take a look at your infrastructure, maybe work with you in a POC or some sort of other evaluation to find out where you are right now and what would be possibly an improvement to your current situation. We've worked with many different vendors. We're not locked into a specific tool or specific vendor. We have the capability to work with all the products that are out there in the market. Now, that much to S/4HANA and the integration. Now let's look at a specific business case use scenario here. What we want is, and I hinted on that before, we want safe access to production archive from non-prod SAP systems for regression and integration testing. Now that's a lot said in a single sentence. Again, simple and safe access to those production archives from any of those non-production systems so that you can do efficient and safe testing. We can do that with using the ACC as a connector in the middle. Now, this same connector also allows you seamless access to legacy archive during archive migrations and other cutovers. It's a great tool to simplify your archive migration. It's a great tool to allow you and your users to switch to that new production archive much faster. Also, another business case scenario the ACC supports is access to legacy archive during business transformation events, for example, divestitures and mergers. These two scenarios include that you want to sunset a legacy archive or preserve some documents for a period of time, maybe by allowing transparent access to a legacy archive while starting a new archive for that new entity you're looking at, or seamless access to legacy archives in an end-of-life scenario where you just sunset an older system. You know the data is only rarely accessed. You don't see a point in paying additional maintenance, but you want to preserve a system for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years going forward. Now, for that very first use case, safe access to production archives from non-prod system, let's look at some of the scenarios. What happens when you test with the ACC? What happens during testing? So the user says, I need a test document. I need to display a document. And because of my recent system refresh, I have created I click on a transaction or an SAP document previously created in our prod system, but I'm in my QA system. These transactions usually have documents attached, and I want to display that particular document. So from your SAP QA system, which is a copy of your production, a display call is issued. Now, that would usually result in a 404 because the document in the classic setup is not reachable from a QA archive. But here, in our scenario where we add the SolutionXchg ACC, the call is rerouted and first probed against the production archive. Now, if we find the document in the production archive, voila, we'll take the document, retrieve it, and serve it up in a display-only mode. And all the SAP security is kept in place. This call is safe. It can be augmented with an SAP security key. It can use HTTPS. The users are verified. So all the security features that standard ArchiveLink provides will be in place. Now, if on the other hand, in another scenario, I'm creating a new test document in my QA archive. So here's what happened. The create call from your SAP QA system is routed out. Obviously, the production archive is barred from receiving a create call. The tool is intelligent in a way that it recognizes this is a create call and is forbidden or blocks that create call from ever going to the production archive. The create call is automatically routed to your QA archive, and the document is successfully created in your QA archive. Now, third case, we looked at a display, a read, we looked at a write. Now we're looking at a delete. We're trying to delete to test deleting a document in a QA environment. And the user who is testing is by accident trying to delete a document that is not a new test document, but one that has been created previously in the production system and has come over with the system copy. But thanks to the ACC, this delete call is not going through, and the document is still available from SAP Prod. The delete call is being blocked, is being recognized as a call that would pertain to the production archive, but is blocked as such and not allowed through for deletion. And that's an important safety feature to obviously protect your production archive in these situations. Now, but on the other hand, test deleting a document, which could be very much part of a regular business use case, because we're creating documents in business use cases, we're deleting documents. And if that delete call actually refers to a valid document in the QA archive, then this delete call is passed through. It's bypassing the production archive, goes to the QA archive, and in the QA archive, that delete is allowed and the document is fully deleted. Another interesting feature we've built into the ACC based on user request is the placeholder feature. In some cases, we want, of course, to avoid that nasty 404 error, but displaying a production document might not be appropriate. So in these cases, the display call that comes from the QA system is successfully matched with a document in the production archive. But instead of pulling the original document from the production archive, a placeholder template document is served up, which tells the user, yes, there is a document, I found it, it's valid, but I'm not serving it up for privacy reasons. And that could be for certain archives or certain document types, specifically around HR or any other scenarios. And if you have interesting other scenarios that we haven't thought about for this particular use case, we're more than happy to listen to your requests and build the additional functionality as needed. But of course, if we look at setting a placeholder having placeholder documents in place, placeholder document activated, and we have a create call. That create call, of course, goes through as planned, and the document then subsequently is displayed accordingly and is correctly pulled without serving up the substitute. Now, even with placeholder documents activated, the delete calls just work the same. So deletes to production archive copies are barred with or without placeholders in place. Now, summarizing these use cases, read access of archive document from any SAP ECC or S/4HANA system, no matter which archive server they were archived to, can be managed and accomplished with the ACC. The document access is handled by full SAP security. No documents are archived in the wrong archive by accident. The ACC makes sure of that. Way less client copy activities in terms of customizing, in terms of copying your actual production archive, which could be terabytes of data if you want to have a full copy, and the additional safety feature of placeholder documents that show up in place of your actual production content in your non-production test environments. We offer the ACC as a website download with a free 30-day full functionality license. The product lends itself for self-installation, or you can ask us for a free installation. We are currently still running a promotion where we do free installation for every customer, just to make sure that you don't run into problems. Even for a 30-day test period would help you with that free installation. There is enterprise pricing available if you want it for multiple SAP systems and multiple test scenarios, or there is a per server pricing. The standard license is a single server license, a perpetual license, and is sold without maintenance and support payments. We sell it as a one-off license fee, as a perpetual license. Now, if you repurchase because of added functionality you would like to have 1 or 2 years down the road, then we would just prorate the license fee and allow you to purchase your upgrade as under a discounted rate. A little bit about us and an outlook on the SolutionXchg Expertise. We engage in anything document management and archiving around SAP. We provide business process analysis and necessary SAP module customizing, project management, enterprise content management expertise, helping you select the appropriate content management system, and other solutions or add-ons that are required, and many more tasks. We work with a few selected companies, but have the capability to source even more products than are listed here. KGS is one of our partner companies. We are functioning as a premier implementation partner of KGS in the United States, with capability to do large migration projects, which we have done a number of, and also sell the product to customers in the United States. Eternity is our partner for compliant storage enabling. TJC software provides add-on tools for data archiving and archiving cockpit, and additional functionality that improve Dart functionality and the creation of archive files in connection with Dart. Our own tool, the ACC, is a software component we're offering. And then we have a partnership with PBS Software through one of our business partners, Brandywine, that allows us to source that software wherever clients are in need of specific improved archive retrieval functionality. Our profile as a company, we're working with innovative European software products that we're bringing to the US market. We're a premier KGS reseller, strong SAP archiving and document management expertise. We're specializing in low-cost, high-quality, high ROI add-on solution from those selected vendors, and bring with us over 20 years of experience in the SAP implementation market. Check us out on our website. And that concludes our presentation. Give us a call, my business partner, Kristen Gerling, or myself. Here is our contact information. With that, I hand it back to Kristen.
Thank you very much, Jochen. That was very interesting. So this concludes the presentation section for our webinar today. We are now moving into the questions section. Thank you very much for those of you who have already posted some of your questions. I will start with the first one. Can I connect to several archives from different vendors?
Yes, good question. The answer is a clear yes. We have had migration scenarios where we dealt with multiple archives from different vendors, especially when you think about a divestiture or a changing out a product. You have an older ailing archive solution that needs to be sunset. You want to do a migration. In those scenarios, you can connect using the ACC to immediately switch over day one to your new archive while seamlessly providing access to your legacy archive throughout a migration procedure. So yes, no problem. Mix and match as you like.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then the next question is, can I install the ACC myself?
Yes, there is a full 30-page installation documentation in detail that outlines all the necessary steps. We have tested it numerous times, making sure it is complete and has all the necessary steps in there. It requires a web server environment, and we recommend Apache Tomcat as such, with Java as a servlet language. The tool itself is programmed in Java. And we suggest that you provide that Apache Tomcat and Java environment on a virtual machine, which could be a simple Unix machine, or could be a Windows server, depending on what you like. The instructions are very detailed for both environments, but of course we would love to help you. So just give us a call. We give you some prerequisites and walk you through the implementation and configuration. It shouldn't take more than a few hours to get this done, max a half day to complete.
Great. The next question is there an annual maintenance fee?
No, there's not. We have on purpose to reduce maintenance administrative overhead. We have on purpose structured the pricing for the tool in a way that we're not charging annual maintenance. The cost of the tool is relatively small, and I think everybody is better off by just paying a one-off license fee that then allows you to use the tool for as long as you want. If you do not see the need to upgrade, there is no need. You can stay on that same old version forever. But if you do choose to upgrade within the first 5 years, we will give you a discounted repurchasing price after 5 years, which would equate to about the usual 20% maintenance per year. We would request that you repurchase the tool for the additional functionality you're gaining. So very simple, just a one-time fee, no recurring maintenance.
Okay, thank you. There are no further questions, so this concludes our webinar for today. Thank you very much for attending. I hope you found this topic interesting, and maybe you want to reach out to us and test the solution out. Please feel free to do so. Until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.